July 2nd, 2018. Could you please join Councilmember Hampton in the Pledge of Allegiance and stay standing for the invocation?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God, thank you, Lord, for today, Lord. Thank you for our freedoms in this country that we were able to have and enjoy. I just pray for all our first responders and our military who serve and protect us, Lord. Be with them. And I also pray for our citizens, Lord. Just thank you for the ones, Lord, that step up, Lord, and serve and make our city such a great place to live and enjoy to be in, Lord. I just pray for wisdom and discernment, Lord, as we're making decisions for the citizens that affect them for a long time, Lord, and their quality of life. Just thank you for many blessings they've given us, and just thank you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Councilman Hampton. All right, let's go to the communications. We have one item tonight. 4.1, staff will recognize fire engineer and paramedic Gilbert Aguilera for his selection as the Arizona Elks Firefighter of the Year. Chief Paul Louisi will present.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight I have Fire Engineer Gilbert Aguirre with me tonight. So every year, the Elks, our local Elks Club, which is actually located just down the street in Avondale, sends a request out for us to nominate somebody for Firefighter of the Year. They do the same for the police department as well. So last year, we did nominate Gilbert. And so they awarded his local Elks Club Firefighter of the Year award in September of last year. But then in April, we were surprised to learn that he'd actually been selected as the state Elks Association Firefighter of the Year. That award was then presented to him and his family on Saturday, May 12th. So a little bit about Gilbert. He's an 18-year veteran of the fire service. He came to the Goodyear Fire Department in August of 2008. Since he's been here, he's excelled as a paramedic, as an engineer, which he was actually just recently promoted in 2015. He has spent most of his adult life as a firefighter. It's a profession that he takes seriously and has worked hard to master. He possesses many of the traits that we look for in firefighters, including a never-quit attitude and his willingness to do the hard work. He does this while staying humble and keeping the mission to serve others. He enjoys giving back and helping others, making him the perfect fit for one of our firefighters. So Gilbert was nominated for the Elks Award because of his resilience and ability to overcome adversity. No one embodies this trait in the Goodyear Fire Department the way that Gilbert Aguirre does. Gilbert is setting an example of resilience and perseverance, and he is a natural recipient for the Arizona Elks Firefighter of the Year Award. Gilbert, congratulations.
Well, let's do this for you. Well, I know.
Let's go back to the seat, but I'm
don't go back down. I know some of the council are going to want to say anything. So anybody wants to speak from the council? Yes, Councilman Hampton.
Yes, congratulations. We're honored and grateful that we have such a great firefighters in our part of our team. So congratulations and well-deserved award. So thank you.
Councilman Stipp.
I had the honor and privilege of working with Junior last few years of my career with Goodyear. And there is no doubt that he continued to exemplify everything that I knew then. And I'm just surprised it took this long to get it. And I was hopeful that the road wasn't nearly as long as it's been for you, but I'm glad to have you with us.
Any other comments? Councilman Kano.
In my time I've been sitting in city council meetings, my favorite part has been these information items, especially when our public safety members have been recognized. And so this being my first meeting, it's a great honor for me to recognize your service and how you represent the department. So thank you very much.
Yes, Councilman Loretano.
It's getting hard to say thank you again because, you know, we've all said that. So I want to thank you for your service to the city and the community and all those people that you serve that, you know, call you at maybe 2 o'clock in the morning and you're there for us and we know that you're there for us. And so we are really indebted to your service. Well deserved. So congratulations to you and your family.
Any other comments? Vice Mayor?
Well, I said it on Facebook. We're so proud of you, and we're so honored that the Elks would honor you, because by doing that, it embodies everything that the Goodyear Fire Department means and does for the community. So congratulations. It's a very deserving honor for you.
Any other comments? Councilman Pasillo?
Again, it's kind of hard when you get to this part at the tail end of it, but again, congratulations. And again, I know firsthand the kind of service you guys provide. So again, congratulations. Well represent the Goodyear family.
Any other comments? Well, I did see you on Twitter when it happened. And I sent the chief a little note on it and how great it was and how fantastic that you were getting this award. And it does just, it's a very meaningful award, meaningful to about 80,000 people that are in our city. So I want to thank you very much. And you, if you want to say something, you have the microphone.
Thank you for the recognition. Obviously, never go out looking for recognition, but I'm humbled by it, and thank you.
Great. Thank
Thanks
you
for the
very
support.
much. Thank you. We're very pleased. All right, now is the time for citizens who would like to address the city council on a non-agenda item within the jurisdiction of the Goodyear City Council. Do we have any cards?
No, Mayor.
All right. Does anybody in the audience want to speak? All right, then let's go to the consent agenda. And we've pulled one of them, so 6.7. So will the city clerk please read consent agenda items 6.1 to 6.6 and 6.8 to 6.9.
6.1, approve the use of budgeted fiscal year 19 fleet funds for ladder truck replacement. 6.2, approve acceptance of the Arizona Department of Homeland Security Grant Program Award for Threat Detection and Venue Protection. 6.3, approve a new Series 12 liquor license for Lakeside Grill at Estrella. 6.4, approve a new Series 12 liquor license for Tailgaters Sports Grill and Il Primo Pizza and Wings. 6.5, adopt resolution number 2018-1881, amending policy 200 employee compensation, policy 600 attendance and leave, and policy 700 professional and personal conduct as an amendment to the City of Goodyear policy and Administrative Guidelines Manual of 2-1 of 2004. 6.6, authorize the intergovernmental agreement with the City of Phoenix for the purpose of joint training activities. 6.7 was pulled, and 6.8, authorize expenditures of funds in excess of $500,000 for revenue collection-based payments made under development agreements and authorize required budget transfers fiscal year 2019. And 6.9, approve the revised statement of intent for the Rio Salado project. That concludes it.
Thank you very much. Does anyone from the public wish to remove an item of this consent agenda? Does anyone from the council?
I have a question on one.
Yes, question?
On
Councilman Stipp?
6.1. So while Charles and maybe Paul is coming up,
The ladder truck?
yeah,
All right, could somebody come forth and talk about?
while they're coming
6.1?
forth, I talked to the city manager earlier, and then very late on, actually as I was getting ready, I had two more thoughts pop into my head. These are very simple. We're replacing the ladder truck for 1.373. Does that include replacement equipment as well?
Mayor, members of the council, it's just the ladder truck.
That's just the vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Holy smokes. Okay, thanks.
Any other? Thank you very much. We appreciate that. All right, with that, could I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
I heard a motion from Councilman Hampton, a second from Councilman Pizzillo. Roll call vote?
Councilmember Loretano?
Aye.
Councilmember Stipp?
Aye.
Councilmember Hampton?
Aye.
Councilmember Kano?
Aye.
Councilmember Pizzillo?
Aye.
Mayor Lord?
Aye.
The motion carries.
All right. The next item on business, is 7.2, to consider appointing members of the City Council Compensation Ad Hoc Committee, Human Resource Director Lyman Lockett, and City Clerk Darcy McCracken to present.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a request for council to adopt resolution number 2018-1884 to establish the City Council Compensation Ad Hoc Committee with the termination date of July 31st, 2019. The committee will present their findings to council in the fall, so we've kept the committee engagement to just a year. And this concludes the presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Are there any speaker cards?
No, Mayor.
You had to look at the table, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Does anyone in the audience want to speak? All right, could I have a motion, a second, please?
Second.
I heard Vice Mayor making the motion and a second by Councilman Hampton. Open for council discussion. Yes, Councilman Stipp.
We have the next item, which is going to bring the committee members forward.
Yes.
And I assume they're here. Since you were not here at the work session, I am the lone dissenter on this item being brought forward. I will be voting no on it. But I wanted the committee members to know why that is. It has nothing to do with you or anything else. As I stated during the work session, I am just adamantly opposed to the concept of us getting a raise anytime soon. None of us took the job for the money, and I realize how much time we spend doing it, but I don't think this is the time nor the appropriate way to spend the taxpayer money. But I wanted the individuals that have volunteered for it to know how I stood on the issue before they came forward, because once this passes, presumably based on the feedback that we got in the work session, I will then have to vote in favor of appointing you, simply because once the council takes an action, whether I agree with it or not, I have a responsibility to support the rest of the council in that action. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilman Stipp. Any other comments? Councilman Nortano?
I just want to know if the council, the new members of the committee will be advised on some of the comments at the work session about what we were thinking and everything.
We can certainly provide a copy of the minutes to them.
I think that would be helpful, because there was some information, I know some ideas from Councilmember Pizzillo and stuff about,
Oh, I was going to give him a little bit tonight.
Oh,
When I
okay.
came to, I can talk about it, okay?
Okay,
At
yeah,
this
'cause I
one,
think
so
that's
I'm happy to-
important.
I'm happy to
Yeah.
do that, but I was waiting till all you spoke. Did you have something, Councilman Pizzillo?
No, I'll wait to,
Okay.
no.
Anybody else? All right, then I'll go for it. Okay.
Actually, Mayor?
So 45% over the 11 years, that's how much has gone up on council pay on the consumer price indexing. So I looked this up. So and I know when I mentioned it, I did get some kind of backtracking on it. But we have to think about the future councils to come. And when you can think that since 2007, when the last any leap on this income for people that are sacrificing their off hours on this, is we are 45% behind everybody else. So, and this is calculated by the Consumer Price Index to calculate inflation as published by the Bureau of the Labor Statistics. So, back when I was on council, we had an ad hoc committee. And I was trying to remember what year that was. If it was
2006?
2006, maybe, yes. And so we had quite a large committee, and they spent quite a bit of time, and they came up with the end result of raising our salaries. And it was, I don't want to repeat the percentage because I don't have the numbers in me, but it was quite high. And we chose not to do that. But henceforth, from that time to this time, it isn't fair to people to spend the time you spend on this council and not be compensated for the hard work you do. And the way you get compensated is you let the citizens study this, and they can study, see what you do, how much time you spend, what the reading, what the things we attend, and let them come up with a recommendation. I will tell you, when we voted down, there were people on that committee that told me they would never get on a committee again because they had spent so much time, and what they presented was the facts. And so you'll see when we have an ad hoc committee, that's what they'll have in detail what we've done. And if we want to continue growing new council people in the future, if we want to be able to include all ages, because the responsibility of taking away from your family and your job happens on this council by all of us. So I want to prepare for the future of new council people that will be coming on. So I, as a mayor, said I wanted this put on the agenda. So that's where we're at this point. So yes, Councilman Loretano.
I think what I wanted to add was what Councilmember Pizzillo mentioned about having this look forward provision, so that it'll be future councils, not this council. That I thought was something that we thought was very important.
Well, but then we have a new council person now that's going to be on for 2 years. So I think you need to be brave. You need to be able to say to your citizens, doggone it, I've worked hard. I deserve this. So you don't have to hide behind this. It isn't that big of amount of money, and we're doing it a year ahead. So we've got when would this come up? When would this come up to vote on it?
You would actually have to vote and have it whatever action completed.
Oh, so we
by
have to
the
vote
end of
it
this
on
year,
this year, and
but
the
it would
study
not-
would be done next year.
Yeah, it would not be in effect until the next
Next year after
election
that.
after that.
So you're looking at 2 years.
It would be,
Yeah,
it would
2
be,
years.
yeah,
So if
20.
you don't do this now, then you're just pushing the can down the road, kicking the can down the road. So that's your position of your mayor, and I am not afraid of facing the public and being straightforward and honest with them at the time and effort that's put in. Do people know the behind the scenes, that how much reading you're doing each week before this, besides all the other things that we do? Yes, Councilman Pizzillo.
I think the city attorney is looking for this.
Yeah, Madam Mayor, members of
Yes,
council.
am I overstepping myself?
No, I just heard the date 2022. It'd be effective following the next election of city council members, which tentatively would be next year in 2019.
So it'd be effective in
And it'd be
20.
only for that group that were elected, and then it kind of cycles in as a new group
Right.
is elected, yes.
Okay, only the people that get
Elected or
elected that year.
re-elected.
Okay, so some people would not get it and some, okay, all right.
And Mayor, I do need to read the resolution still into the record, and the motion probably should be amended to
Okay,
approve the resolution.
all right.
You want a
So,
motion
excuse
now?
me, so,
There was already a motion on
all right,
the floor.
so I thought I had a motion. I don't.
You do have a motion, but I didn't read the resolution, so it
Oh,
wasn't
please, will the
to
city clerk please read the resolution?
adopt resolution number 2018-1884, establishing the city council compensation ad hoc committee with a termination date of July 31st, 2019, adopting bylaws, authorizing the city manager and/or appropriate staff to take all actions necessary to carry out the intent of the resolution and establishing an effective date.
Okay, so now it's voting time, is that right? Did I get a motion yet?
I do believe that you need to, because the motion that, as it originally came through, did not
Okay,
approve the resolution, so I think that it,
all right. Is that right? Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All right, here a motion from Vice Mayor Campbell and a second by Council Priscilla. We've kind of opened discussion already, so I'm kind of backtracking here a little bit. Any other discussion?
Just
Councilman
one real
Priscilla?
quick. I remember at the last meeting, I had asked the city attorney, could we put it, and you were going to check into it, could we put a date on it specific if we didn't want it to go in effect for the next election? And you were going to check in on that.
Right, and I can send you, is that important for tonight's vote? Otherwise I can send it.
No,
out
it's
to
not
you
important
by
for tonight's vote, but I think when it comes time to actually adopting it, we'll need to know if any of the council members are interested in that.
Okay, I'll get something to you in writing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? All right, let's vote on it. Why don't we do a roll call vote for this,
yeah,
please?
it's a roll call vote.
Yeah.
So Vice Mayor Campbell?
Aye.
Councilmember Stipp?
Nay.
Councilmember Hampton?
Aye.
Councilmember Kano?
Aye.
Councilmember Pizzillo?
Aye.
Councilmember Loretano?
Aye.
Mayor Lord?
Aye,
The motion carries.
thank you very much. I'll give you a chance to get back to your seat.
Actually,
Oh,
I'm
you have
the
to do
next
this, all
one
right.
too.
So now we're on 7.3 on business to consider authorizing a non-binding memorandum of understanding.
Whoops.
7.2,
Oh, I'm on
Mayor?
7.2, I'm sorry. Oh, so, boy, am I behind. Sorry there. All right, so now we're going to appoint. See, I thought we voted for the
Yes.
whole thing. Okay. Next item then is consider appointing the members to the City Council Compensation Ad Hoc Committee.
Mayor and Council, this as the part 2 of the ad hoc committee creation is to appoint the members. HR Director Lyman Lockett and I met, reviewed applications that we already had on file, and we contacted applicants to determine interest. We did have 5 members that did express an interest in this, and I believe most of them are here tonight, but I believe one could not make it. So this is a request to appoint Aubrey Jones, Carl Hamilton, Linda Miller, Nancy Love, and Susan Schmelzer to the City Council Compensation Ad Hoc Committee, with all terms expiring when the committee terminates on July 31st, 2019.
Great. Do you have any speaker cards?
No, Mayor.
All right. Anybody in the audience like to speak? All right, let's have a motion and a second, please.
So move.
Second.
All right, heard a motion from Vice Mayor Campbell, a second from Councilman Pizzillo. Well, we open for council discussion once more. I sort of killed that, didn't I? Sorry about that, guys. A little out of order. You know how passionate I am about that one. So let's vote, roll call a vote again, please.
Vice Mayor Campbell?
Aye.
Councilmember Hampton?
Aye.
Councilmember Kano?
Aye.
Councilmember Pizzillo?
Aye.
Councilmember Loretano? Aye. Councilmember Stipp?
Aye.
Mayor Lord?
Aye.
The motion carries.
All right, the next item.
Actually, we need to swear the members here, or swear them in.
Oh, you brought them here tonight.
I did.
Oh, I didn't know
So-
that.
With the following members, please come forward. Aubrey Jones, Carl Hamilton, Linda Miller, Nancy Love, and Susan Schmelzer.
I had no idea. It would be nice if they tell me these things.
But for right now, we're going to go ahead and swear you in. So if you would kindly raise your right hand. So I state your name. Do solemnly affirm. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution and laws. Of the state of Arizona. That I will bear true faith and allegiance. To the same. And defend them against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. And that I will faithfully and impartially. Discharge the duties of board member. According to the best of my ability. Thank you.
No comments. Any comments to the ad hoc committee? You're right.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Then we're going down to 7.3, to consider authorizing a non-binding memorandum of understanding for the conceptual design of the El Rio Lake Long Range Planner Joe Schmidt to present. Joe?
Mayor and council, good evening. New council member, congratulations. This is a MOU or Memorandum of Understanding for the El Rio Lake project. About a month ago, I came before you and updated you on some of the El Rio projects that we had in the pipeline, and I mentioned the El Rio Lake project and that we would be asked to enter into an MOU with the county, Avondale, and the Buckeye Water Conservation Drainage District to pursue this project, which is a development of a design concept report based on a previous feasibility study that was done for this lake project. It's about 250 acres in size, centered on the confluence of the Agua Fria and Gila rivers. It currently is the impoundment lake for the Buckeye Irrigation District, and the project itself would develop preliminary concept schematics for it, identify opportunities for adjacent development, identify recreational opportunities, review jurisdictional issues and project ownership scenarios, and evaluate the project's eligibility for grant funding and project future operations and maintenance responsibilities. So the preliminary design concept was done in 2016, which really was what they call kind of a fatal flaw study to determine if there was any reason that the project should not be pursued. That effort generated this multi-lake scenario where what the area identified as number 6 would be a passive lake area, and then area number 10 could be a more active area, which is a function of the water quality that would be present in each one of those lakes. So this is a projection of what the future lake configuration would look like if you were standing west of the project looking back to the east. And basically the interest for the project is the potential benefits. It has the ability to potentially to stabilize the riverbed elevations and reduce erosion, protect development and infrastructure from flood hazards, create a park amenity for recreational activities, increase and provide BID with a more reliable water impoundment, encourage water conservation due to management of salt cedar, which uses more water than native vegetation, create development opportunities for adjacent properties, and several other items, including heightened awareness of the Gila River and the importance of water conservation and river management. So we are asking tonight that you approve the non-binding memorandum of understanding for the project. There are no financial implications to the city. The project is entirely funded by the Flood Control District. They only asked that we enter into this memorandum of understanding so that they could feel confident that we were interested in the project and would participate in the review of the documents as they're prepared. That concludes my presentation, and if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Thank you very much, Joe. You've been with us a long time on this El Rio.
This project and me too, right?
Yeah.
Are there any speaker cards?
No, Mayor.
Would anybody like to speak? All right. Could I have a motion and a second, please?
So, second.
I heard a motion from Vice Mayor Campbell and a second from Councilman Hampton. Open for council discussion. Councilman Loretano.
I'm all for this. I really like it. I like the ones that have the option for the, I think it's the 3 Lake with the water skiing line and the boating, non-motor. I think it's great and it'll be a great asset. So good job. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Councilman Hampton.
I agree. I'm all on board for this. I think this will be a great amenity for the city, and I'm also on board with the hope they choose the 3 lake option as well. I think it opens up a lot more amenities for our residents in the region as well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to whatever we can do to help move this along. It'd be a great thing for our city.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Well, you are a long-range planner, Joe, so you're in for the long haul. But this is so exciting. The mayor and I went to the unveiling of the actual plan again. Remember that in Tempe, which is wonderful. And everybody just caught the vision of it, and everyone is so excited. And while we just have a small portion of it, it's all going to be wonderful. So we're so happy that we're able to be a partner with it. And thank you for being so diligent on this. I know you've been watching it a long time.
Thank you.
I know the rivers have been a big part of the history of the Southwest Valley, and it's exciting that this project's coming about to be a big part of our future, and it's definitely going to be a regional asset, so I'm very excited that this is moving forward.
Well, I think the one thing too is if this goes through, you always worry about flooding, and the floodplain needs to be corrected, and this is one way to get it done, and maybe save some tragedy that could happen in the future. So, and I just wanted to thank you because this plan's been in for a long, long time.
Yes.
And it's been in and out. And I was introduced when I first got on council in, I think, 2005 or 6.
Yes.
And you're the authority on this, and you've been through all the research and the anger and the pain and all the things that comes with trying to get something started like this. So I'm extremely pleased to see it's back again. So council, let's vote on this. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Joe, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All right, information items. Council have any comments, accommodations, reports? I know, Vice Mayor, you do.
I do. Okay, so last week I got to go to Little Rock, Arkansas, and for a Texas girl, it was really a lot of fun. I got my fill of catfish, if nothing else. But the NLC Leadership Conference was absolutely amazing. We had classes and role playing with civility among municipal elected officials. And that was very, very interesting because you had 300 elected officials from all over the United States, all with different viewpoints, some partisan, some nonpartisan, some couldn't make their minds up. And it was really wonderful to be able to have a dialogue with them. We also learned about social media. Is it a distraction, a good one or a bad one? Texting, Instagram, you name it. They put us through the paces. We now know how to do all of that. We studied private-public partnerships, and that's a very interesting concept on a lot of the cities. That's how they're building their facilities now, and it seems to be very successful. We had 6 hours on grants and grant funding. I probably know too much now, and I'll be dangerous to the grants people.
So watch
However,
out, huh?
I have my list. I'm ready to go. We studied infrastructure, bridges, roads, anything, internet, broadband connectivity, fiber optic, and we closed out with race and equity. It was really a very enlightening and interesting, and I have come back with some ideas and thoughts that I want to share with staff.
Wally, why don't you just tell them what position you have and on the board for people that are listening?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. I am on the board of directors for the National League of Cities representing Arizona, and I'm also on the board of directors for the Women in Municipal Government representing Arizona. And I will be terming out on the national board for NLC in November. However, I will be on the municipal board for the women for another 3 years, I believe.
Well, thank you very much, Vice Mayor, for doing that. It's a lot of travel and a lot of work, and I appreciate it.
I did not get in trouble, Mayor.
Okay, good.
You didn't read about me in the paper.
All right, all right. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Laura?
No.
It was just a week ago that I was appointed, and so it's been quite a whirlwind. I want to thank you, Mayor and Council, for the warm welcome, and thank staff for the assistance that they have been giving me and will continue as I get onboarded, and it's very much appreciated.
Quite welcome. Councilman Hampton?
Yeah, I was able to spend some time last week at the Desert Peaks Awards ceremony with the mayor and Sherry as well, and we won an award with the 911, so that was good as well. And that was a great opportunity to see all the best practices and lessons learned and different awards that were out there that different cities and organizations have come together and worked together, either public, private, or individuals or otherwise. So it was definitely my first time going, and it was a good opportunity to see some of those lessons learned and hopefully can bring some stuff back and apply it. And things that help the community as well.
All right.
And then I think we talked about it last time, but I know we did the Swaggy a couple weeks. This is a little while ago, but we didn't talk about it. So the Swaggy.
We talked about it.
Well, yeah, it was Mayor won, so that was great too. I saw it I was there, and yeah, it was that was good as well to see our local businesses and people being awarded as well, and celebrating small businesses and employers in the area. So definitely a good thing to celebrate is our businesses and our people serving our community. So those are a couple of things that I went to. That's all I have.
Anybody else?
I know. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to turn it over to the city manager, then I hope we didn't take some of your fire out of that with the last announcement.
No, actually, I'm going to focus on the 4th of July. So Goodyear Ballpark is the place to be to celebrate Independence Day between 6 and 10 p.m. on Wednesday, July 4th, of course. Attendees at the Star Spangled 4th can enjoy live music, zip lines, water slides, games, contests, and of course, the spectacular fireworks display. Also need to note that city offices, sanitation services will be closed on July 4th. Emergency fire and police services will operate as normal and will not be affected by the closure. There will be no trash recycling or bulk refuse Saturday on the holidays. They will resume the day after the holiday on a delayed schedule. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any staff summaries, follow-up action required? All right, is there anything you want to add to the agenda for the future meeting? Oh, Sherry, go ahead.
Matt, I just have a question.
Go ahead.
And I don't know, this might just be a yellow paper or just get back to us, and I forgot to ask you at the meeting. So I've been driving around and I've noticed a lot of the cities are replacing, I saw a lot in Glendale, their left turn greens with this flashing yellow. And I don't know if it's Rebecca's looking, I don't know if, if we could just maybe just get a little note. Is that safer? Is that a new safe thing that I'm missing? I'm just seeing them popping up now.
Oh, well, I see it when I go to the shopping center.
I don't like
and-
them, but
and
I don't know if
Thunderbird-
it's safer.
Thunderbird has it in that street. Yeah, it is kind of,
I don't like
I
them.
don't know. I kind of like it. It's like when you go
I
through
don't
a
do well with
regular
change.
yellow light, you're allowed to if you're up there at the timing.
If acceptable for council, we'll get a written response to council on a Friday memo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, well then the next meeting will be a special meeting on July 9th, followed by a regular meeting at 6 o'clock. And then, of course, we'll let the public know that council will be on a break from July 10th to the end of August, which will be the 19th of August. So with no other business, this meeting is adjourned.